Hi, it's day 7, and we're moving on to the third P in the Pinnacles of Power, and that is your powers. Now, I did want to call this one Superpowers because that's what we're really talking about today, but it didn't start with P, and I did like my P little framework, so I've gone with powers instead. But this is about your superpowers, the things that make you, you. Now, I do hear a lot, oh, well, I don't think I've got any, or I don't think I'm really strong in any areas, or I haven't really got any gifts, or I'm not particularly talented. That is absolutely not true. The people who think they don't have any superpowers are the ones with loads of them. The problem is that sometimes we're so close to it, we can't see them anymore. It's a bit like asking a fish to describe water. It can't because it's surrounded by it every single day. And also, it wouldn't be able to describe it anyway because let's face it, it's a fish. Anyway, your powers are exactly the same. They are often the things that you have just done for so long, your gifts, the things that come so naturally, they feel so normal. You don't realise they're actually a gift. You assume everyone else can do them too, but they can't. I know that I thought people could just read the energy in a room and you could really understand what's going on with people underneath what they say. I thought everyone had that gift. But no, it's something that just comes naturally to me. But other people, they've got other things that come naturally to them. Maybe you're the person that everyone comes to when they've had a bad day, or the person that people tell you things they never tell anyone else. And within 5 minutes, they're sharing their life story. Perhaps your gift is making people feel heard and safe. Or maybe your superpower is making complicated things simple. You can explain things in a way that suddenly makes people think, oh, now I get it. Or maybe you're brilliant at organising and you can, walk into complete chaos and you can somehow create calm. Maybe your gift is seeing possibilities. You naturally come up with ideas. You're always imagining different ways of doing things. Maybe you're so creative. Maybe you're brilliant with numbers. Maybe you're the person everybody contacts when they need practical advice because you just seem to work things out. Maybe you're funny. You make people laugh without even trying, and that is such a gift. Never underestimate the ability to make someone smile. Maybe you're the calm one, or you're really loyal, or you're curious, or you're such a good listener. Maybe you notice things that everybody else misses. Maybe you are really kind and you make people feel included. Maybe you're the one that always remembers people's birthdays. I'm not so good at that. Maybe you're really good at bringing a community together or encouraging people. Perhaps you're the person who spots potential in others. Whatever it is, don't dismiss it because it comes naturally. That is exactly why it's your power. One of my powers is seeing potential. I can sit with someone and see strengths in them that they haven't spotted themselves. I can hear beliefs and patterns. And not because I've been doing it for years, it's just normal for me. I assume everyone can do those things, but they can't. That's one of my powers. And I can take really complicated psychology or neuroscience or coaching concepts and make them feel simple and practical. And I didn't wake up one day and think, oh, that's a superpower. But it became obvious because people kept saying to me, oh, I didn't understand it like that before. That's often how we discover our powers. Other people tell us. So, what do people always thank you for? What do they say you're really good at? What do they always come to you for? Because there's a clue. Think about work. What part of your job feels really easy to you? Whilst everyone else is like, I don't know how you do that. And you're thinking, isn't everyone like this? No, they're not. Think about your friends. What's your role in the group? Are you the organiser, the listener, the one who brings the fun, the sensible one, the creative one, the ideas person? Are you the one that gets everyone organised or motivated? There's another clue. Think back to being a child. What do you naturally love doing before anybody told you whether you were good or not? Were you always creating or building or asking questions or always helping, exploring, always taking things apart to see how they worked? Our powers often show themselves very early in life. We just forget to notice them. So don't compare your powers with someone else's, because comparison is where we start undervaluing what comes really naturally to us. You might look at someone who's an incredible speaker and think, I wish I could do that. Meanwhile, they're looking at you going, I wish I could listen to people the way you do. We all have different gifts and the world needs all of them. Imagine if everyone had the same strengths, nothing would get done. Someone has to be the visionary. Someone has to organise the vision. Someone has to communicate it. Someone has to create it. Someone has to support the people doing it. We need every type of person. And that's why discovering your powers or rediscovering them is such a huge part of discovering your purpose. Because your purpose isn't asking you to become someone different. It's asking you to use more of what's already there, making it easy. Stop hiding it or dismissing it or saying, oh, it's nothing really. Because if it comes naturally to you, there's a good chance it's actually one of your greatest gifts. So start writing down as many powers as you can think of. Don't overthink it, big or small. It could be that you're kind, resilient, funny, patient. Maybe you're a really good problem solver, a great leader. Maybe you're calm, creative, dependable, curious, brave, courageous. Just write them down. Now, if you're struggling, ask people you know well and ask them, what do you think my greatest strengths are? You might be surprised by the answer. What do you think that they might say as a person? Oh, you're the one that always makes me laugh. Or you're the organised one. Or you're the one who gets everyone together. You're the one that always remembers little things. Or perhaps they'd say, you're just really determined. Once you decide you're going to do something, you will find a way. So sometimes we need to look at ourselves from someone else's eyes because they're often so much better at seeing our gifts than we are. So, think about you at work. What are you the person for? Every workplace has one, the person they go to when they can't work something out, or the person everyone asks to organise things, or, oh, you're the person that's full of ideas, or keeps everybody laughing, or you notice when someone's struggling. Could that be you? Because they're not just nice personality traits, they're clues and they are pointing towards your superpowers. And here's another one. What have you always found quite easy that other people seem to find really difficult? Maybe talking to strangers has never bothered you. Maybe standing up in front of a room feels quite natural, or maybe you're brilliant at seeing patterns, or you're amazing at making people feel welcome. Maybe you're one of those people who can walk into the room and somehow everyone just feels more relaxed. Or maybe you're brilliant at learning new things and you pick things up really quickly and wonder why everyone else is still trying to figure them out. The things we're naturally good at are usually the things we undervalue the most. And we almost apologise for them. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could do that. It's not that good. But if you notice that the things you think anyone could do are often those things that people admire about you because they can't do them as well. And they're looking at you thinking, I wish I found that as easy as they do. And you're looking back thinking, really? I thought everyone could and I wish I could do something you could do. But our powers, they don't feel extraordinary to ourselves. They feel really normal. But normal for you doesn't mean normal for everyone else. That's why they're your powers. So today, write out your list. And maybe you can ask a few people, what do you think I'm naturally good at? Or when do you think I'm at my best? Or if you had to describe me in 3 words, what would they be? And I think you might be amazed at what comes back. Because other people have often been seeing your superpowers for years, and yet you're only just beginning to notice them yourself. So write out that list of your superpowers. And stop overlooking the gifts that you've had all along. Celebrate them.